Okay, this is going to be today's video for Tuesday, July the 7th, 2015 for Drummond Energy Bands. So today the market basically fell out of bed at about 9:30 Eastern. You can see here on our left chart, this is our focus frame chart. We don't have any crests or valleys. We're starting to just put a crest in here. The market was pushing down very strong. You can see the yellow bands as well as the magenta energy bands pushing straight on down. Essentially at that time, the only trade that had any opportunity was what we call our power mid trade, and using the crest that formed here on our trade chart, coming within about 3 ticks of this energized upper energy band. And that trade did continue on quite a bit lower until we got down at about 10 to 10, just around 10 o'clock. You can see what's taking place is we're putting in a valley, and the green line of support is having the yellow, the upper yellow here, pressing down into it, making this support green line turn into resistance. That's why I've colored the arrow pink. So it's not until about 9:52 here you can see the green line I'm pointing to on the right chart with the down pink arrow. We've got a trade chart crest as well put in, and you can see on over here, once we get a red candle, that we're also looking at taking that short, and using our stops. In our course we teach to hide up here because they do typically like to come back and challenge this crest, and hiding where we are up here is going to keep us out of that and keep us in our trade. So that particular trade worked out very, very well. So you can see here on our left chart how the market sold off down, and the market put in a support line here and also a resistance line. Now if you were looking at the structure of the market today, the resistance line here being associated with its upper yellow gave the opportunity to look at a short trade just after about 10:25. It came within about 4 ticks, so if you're looking for price to tag that line to the tick, you probably missed it, but we did set up a crest showing that the market was quite weak here using the trade chart, and that did give us the opportunity to get short, even though we were 4 ticks away from coming into association with this crest here from the left chart. That turned out to be a very good trade and continued on lower for quite some time. And then it exhausted back on up, in which at about 10:55, 11 o'clock, you can see we came back up into our white dotted line. This is our mid area, and then we put in a crest here. So we'll look at the trade chart for the entry there. So you can see the white dotted or dashed line here on the trade chart is the midline from our left chart here, and you'll notice price pushed up through it quite strong. And then we put in a crest here, and we had our white dotted line right there, which I've drawn in right down here. But you'll notice that here was the place to engage the short using the trade chart's crest, making the opportunity very clear that these mids, these white dotted lines, were not pushing up. Price at that point continued down till about just a little after 11 o'clock. So the market did bounce back on up into our mid line here on our left chart, which is drawn here in a white dashed line on our right trade chart. And you notice that we put in a crest here. The dots stayed weak. They couldn't push through these lines, and we would elect short on this red candle right here. And that proved to be a very good short. And it may have stopped out a few people on this bounce right here. And then, of course, our mid pushed down again, and the follow through was much, much better. But it gives you an idea of what can be done with using the energy in some of our other mid lines, crests and valleys when trading the NQ. Thanks very much for listening.